A lot of people have been asking me, when's the last time you gamed for some Strive? And I'm not going to game. But what I will watch is the unknown OD Sin player named Henry Hoof Stomp play against Hotashi. They played last night. I think he's related to Terry Typhoon. I don't know how I have access to this replay. I must have downloaded it. This is Henry Hoof Stomp versus Moiste Hotashi Bridget. This was last night on Hotashi stream. If you want to watch him, call Henry a rollbacking bitch with a toupee. But yeah, this is a matchup that for me, I have not played that much in this version, but I have a lot of ideas about it because this character is so popular. One thing is I tried round start 2D. It's 10 frames and it can beat other characters' 10 frame moves or trade with them favorably. It's a pretty solid thing to start with. Doesn't work though. Backdash around start. Run up 6P is also pretty good against Bridget because, you know, she tries to do a lot of far slash or 5H or whatever. And I try to lead with a couple of things as Sin. Like, so one thing to understand about playing this character, oh, I put the controller down and it skipped around. One thing to understand about playing Sin is that everybody expects you to do elk hunt all the time, right? Because elk hunt is so good and it goes under all kinds of stuff. It went under roll there, right? So if you're playing Sin and you know that they're expecting that, you have to not just elk hunt all the time and come up with some other stuff to do to approach it neutral, even though it's so good. This is just basic side swap combo. One thing that you should do as Sin, by the way, is bad wall break. I should have done 6H. One thing you should do as Sin is Kara Super. I missed the Kara Super. That would have killed. I did it again. One thing you should do as Sin is you should always cancel the first hit of his DP into RC, because you know you can interrupt between the 2 hits of his DP, right? So if you try to do, and you see the movement, by the way, to bait. That's how you have to use elk hunt if you're a Sin player, by the way. Notice how I set up elk hunt. I use air dash as a tool to threaten, or my air movement to threaten air approaches, right? So I bait the 2H and then I elk hunt in to bait the poke. You see that? So when you run in, I'm saying I because I'm pretending I'm the Sin player. You use your air movement so that they will swing with high hitting buttons and then elk hunt goes under it. You see that? That's like how you should think about elk hunt. That's like how you want to play Sin and think about elk hunt. You want to use your air movement to set that kind of stuff up. It's the royal me. Yeah, this is how I would have done it if I was the alleged Henry Hoof Stomp, right? See, so now there's a lot of 2S to beat my elk hunt if I was Sin. So then, because there's a lot of 2S to beat my elk hunt, what am I doing? I'm doing jump. I'm using jump air options to get out. See that? That's the way you mix up your approach to Sin. A lot of people wanted me to do a Sin guide, so I'll just talk you through what I think when I play the character, if this was me. Yeah, funny that Henry Hoof Stomp also uses the same color I use. He must just be a fan. True. When you think about it like that. I started 6P in my brain there because, you know, just in case you see, what's it called? Just in case you see round star far slash, which is 10 frames from Bridget. It's like 10 frames. Her far slash has travel time, so, you know, it can hit on frame 10, but it doesn't depending on the distance. One thing that I've been theorying a lot in this matchup that I tried to use a little bit here was 5P. I'm of the opinion that if you think Bridget's gonna roll, you don't want to just like 6P. And the reason is that if, yeah, that's a safe jump. I don't know. It just doesn't believe me. Doesn't believe that I know how to do a safe jump. One thing that I'm of belief is that if she sets yo-yo behind you, you should just run towards her and hit 5P if she goes airborne. And the reason is that generally, right, it's a pretty safe option to commit to because doing it, and this is a wall slump, by the way. Get the wall slump. I do a really whack setup off of it, so. 5P is safer on whiff, and you get good reward off it. Sin actually does a lot of damage off of anti-air 5P compared to a lot of characters. So for that reason, you know, I like running at her and just doing a lot of 5P. Like, see right there. So 5P has lower whiff recovery than 6P. And the bigger thing about it is if I hit, I can do like run up close slash, 2H, do a combo off of it, right? Or I can do run up 5K 6H and then do like Beak or Elk Kara Super. So there's like a lot of good stuff to do off of the 5P, right? Not to say you can't 6P off of it, but you know, just something to think about. If your character has an anti-air move, that's a good one-button anti-air that's not 6P. I tried to Elk Kara and lost there. I tried it again, probably, was my guess. I cannot believe you DP'd. I think at this point, I then realized that we're DPing. So then I was like, I got a DP. So then I empty jump, and then I DP, and then he DPs, and then the yo-yo hits me on the way back. And I was like, alright, it was DP time. There are inputs on replay that I could turn on, but once I realized it was a DP round, I was like, alright, I see what kind of fight it's gonna be. That is +3, so you know, gotta respect 6K from Sin. I think 6H might have hit that high, dude. To be honest, I probably should have done 6H. Look at the clash cancel invuln frames, saved my life. You love to see it. This is hard to burst too. Yeah, I try to keep it burst safe by hitting 5P. But what happens sometimes there is like my jump SH just recovered and then the 5P came out at a weird time. I run into so many people in heaven who's like, you know, Eddie Elcon, Freddie Fafner, you know, all kinds of shit now. And it cracks me up. Yeah, then sometimes you should just use your air movement to threaten stuff, because I've just been using air movement to make Elcon a thing. Sometimes you gotta just jump in. You gotta just actually use your... This motherfucker's just mashing on hit. Sometimes you gotta actually use your air movement to like attack instead of just threatening it, because if you never use it, then like, you know, it's like not scary. Nah, you just die here. Oh man. Duel 2. Let's rock. Yeah, that's what I mean about the DP. It's why you need to RC on the first hit if you're gonna do it. And the reason is that essentially, if you don't, then people can interrupt. Yeah, do a little super. Better to do Tyrant Barrel there, but I just did RTL because, you know, I haven't played in a bit. My hands aren't used to it. RTL is a bit more stable sometimes, though. That's hard to block. And you also can't mash out of that because Elcon is guard crush, and you're so plus there. Jump D is pretty good with Sin sometimes. I think it's useful to change your air approach and beat anti-airs, but this character, she has 2H, and Hotashi's a sack of shit just swinging 2H at me. So I try to use jump D, and then Hotashi just does DP or 2H all the time. So it's pretty hard, you know, to use jump D effectively to bait anti-airs in that case. Yeah, it could have been worse. I didn't actually get punished for that much. Chose not to break the wall because now this kills. Actually, it might not. I think close slash 6H this could have killed. Oh. Wow, I did a lot of damage to Bridget. It would have been better to do close slash 6H though. Hard to know, but you might as well do it. Yeah. I don't know if she could have baited that very easily. But I guess she could have done an immediate jump back. One thing also is that not a lot of characters can do what Bridget's doing when she blocks Elcon very easily. So a lot of characters when they... Beak Driver. Beak Driver follow-up is -3 on block. But the pushback is far enough that if you do it from pretty far away, a lot of characters' lights won't reach. So you can just like walk back and hit 5K or 2K and then like punish their button and then kill them. But unfortunately for Lord Henry here, Bridget's like 5K and 2K have so much range that, you know, can't really get away with it. One thing also to notice is that when I block 2K 2D from Bridget, I just hit far slash or 2S sometimes. And the reason is if she does yo-yo toss and she sets the yo-yo behind me, hitting a button is fine because I'm challenging and she can't get away with whatever pressure. If she throws the yo-yo, I get hit by the yo-yo and it doesn't do very much damage at all, right? It's like almost none. So it really doesn't actually matter if you get hit by the yo-yo. It's still a safe jump. But she has meter, so, you know, you keep it safe. Surprised that my far slash didn't hit that. It recovered faster than I expected. Yeah, again, you want to cancel the first hit there. Because if you don't cancel the first hit, then she can interrupt between it, and then you just get smoked. Probably a little overzealous with the gold burst, I gotta say. Yeah. That's what I mean about jump D. Jump D is good because you can do stuff like that, and then you know, you can do DP after, and you'll build the bar, and you get the RC and like combo and all kinds of stuff. But that's a pretty good response. What Hotashi's doing, if you didn't notice, is he sets out the yo-yo, and then he DPs you. And then what happens is, if you try to punish the DP, or if the DP gets blocked or whatever, or even if it hits, the yo-yo comes back, and then it combos, or makes the DP pretty safe, or harder to punish. Does that make sense? Oh, I cannot believe the 5H though. I didn't mean to dash there, by the way. Something that happens with Sin, and I'm sure you Sin players know about this, is I'll like do a move and then I try to dash. Like, let's say I do L Cunt, right? After I do L Cunt, I try to dash. I get L Cunt into the Gazelle step, which is the follow-up move, and you don't want to do that. That's a lightweight only combo that I just did right there. I didn't have stamina, but that would have wall slumped if it was a wall slump. Yeah, you see how 5K reach there? A lot of times it doesn't reach, so you can just get away with doing whatever you want to do there. I'm surprised Jump D lost there. This doesn't work. I like the idea though. That was also negative, but I didn't think that the break was gonna whiff. Unexpected break whiff. It was a good chance. I should have hit a 2K or a 2P a little earlier though. This is again, lightweight combo. Although ending like that's, dude, did you see 2K 2D just whiff right there? That was like wall splat into a round winning scenario. 2K 2D just had to whiff. That IB was also quite good because when you IB Sin's follow up on Beat Driver, you make the challenge a lot better for yourself. Yeah, this 2H is really stopping all this jumpy shenanigans I'm trying to do, which is why I like start just empty jump Beat Drivering a bit more. Also far slash just not hitting, and Sin's backdash being so shitty. Using a backdash to bait reversals with Sin is very bad. His backdash is so long that by the time you recover, you have to like immediately hit a poke or something, or you're just like, yeah, it sucks. Like, not very good to use backdash to beat that kind of stuff. This is what I meant about round start 2D, by the way. Good at round start because it's 10 frames, so it beats other 10 frame moves in the sense that either it generally tends to go under them, or if it doesn't go under them, then it trades with them. And if a sweep trades, you see that, more safe there. If a sweep trades, then you know you get a knockdown, which is very good. Kind of hokey doke ass combo. Take the reset on hit. Plus frames. Boom. That does more damage also, by the way, than doing Beak in the follow-up. Because the Beak Driver follow-up doesn't do that much, and I think 6H is the most damaging wall break besides Charge Dust. So one weakness about hitting 6P is interactions like that, where you don't get to do, what's it called? You don't get to do 5P after to cover the second roll. And backdash is so slow. Interactions like that, you really lose so much time when you backdash. It makes it so much worse than it already is. Yeah, there's a gap there. If you don't cancel into Beak, then there's gonna be a gap, so gotta be careful about how you do that stuff. I was trying to bait burst there. What I could have done instead, and I tried to bait burst again there. What I could have done instead is just do Gazelle Step, 2K 6H, Ride the Lightning. It probably would have been better to just not bait the burst and just do the combo, but I was like, I'll bait the burst. It doesn't put me in a bad spot to bait it. But on lightweight characters, if you get L-Con counter hit, you can do Command Dash 2K 6H. Pretty important because it lets you get extra damage and corner carry that you normally don't get. Doesn't work on mediums or heavies, right? So you gotta be careful about that. So if that counter hits right there, if the L-cut hit 1 counter hits, if L2 counter hits, the follow-up from L-cut, like, you explode him. It's like his most damaging starter. So. Yeah, plus 6k is plus 3 on block, so doing 2D after is not bad. It will beat a lot of lights if they do 7 frame lights, or from that far away, most people. Look at this guy, just making shit up. Most people hit pretty slow buttons, so 2D is a good option. Yeah, I was gonna cancel this into a fast PRC here. I tried to immediately PRC, as you guys see, but then the DP still hit me. I couldn't really cancel it fast enough, I don't think, or maybe I missed the cancel, one of the two. I also recognized the IVFD there, which is why I did far slash after instead of something slower. Yeah, that was gonna probably kill her. If you get hit by counter hit like that, it's really bad. I could have done a better combo there too, actually. Like 5k is not the best punish to start with, but 5k 2D DP would have killed if I spent the stamina. I just usually don't do it because it's a high stamina combo, so it wasn't in my mind to do, but it would have been better. Dude, why is 2p, 6p whiff on so many characters? I gotta do 2p, 6h, but that doesn't combo, so it's not very... It's not that great, it's just okay. Yeah, it's funny that it's heavy day, because I'm pretty sure I have random song on. I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure. See, it only combos on 5k on crouch, or it combos on counter hit 2p or counter hit 2k. Yeah, you don't need Totsugeki anymore. See, when I mentioned that whenever I block 2k 2D or like a button and yo-yo toss is coming, sometimes you should just swing after, because if Bridget does yo-yo set, you'll challenge that, and if she does yo-yo toss, then the yo-yo hits you and it does like no damage, so it doesn't really matter. You might as well challenge it, right?
What the fuck? You roll backing bitch? What's your fucking toupee? I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Those are some harsh allegations.
Oh my god!
Take off the toupee. Truly barbaric. Also, one thing I recognized is that almost every round start, Hotashi was backdashing. So I just kind of stopped hitting stuff at round start after a while. I just started doing L-time. Because I was like, why not? Right? Why not just L-con to chase the backdash on round start? And even if they, even if it's blocked, right? Then I'm plus. So that shit was way too high to be a safe jump. I baited it, but then I did beak too early, and then 2k2D doesn't hit. Oh, sin. One of those is my fault. This is gonna kill. That is fucked up. Why does it show the shockwave missing if there's no burst? There is a shockwave and it misses. See this? Normally when the shockwave misses like this, it's because the character is invulnerable, right? So I block because I'm like, oh, I baited burst, nice. And then she bounces and falls. I don't know why that happened. That's not supposed to be like that. That has only happened to me maybe one other time, but it's not supposed to happen. I don't know if it was like, yeah, it could OTG, maybe? No, I mean, she wasn't getting OTG'd though. For you Sin players, by the way, that hit I got the 5H. 5H you can, oh, it could be because it's a bounce close slash. Maybe that happens on them. That's actually a good question. Yeah, that's, okay, I'll think about that. That could be something to do with it. I was gonna say something here. I got eat instead of 5p there. You hate to see that. Thank you, eat. 5H. So if you hit 5H with Sin, you can actually do better than just doing Beak, which is what I did earlier. But you can do 5H DP into Command Dash, and then you get a better combo. I just didn't do it because I usually only confirm that in the corner because I'm okay spending a lot of stamina when you're in the corner. Since I think it's better to spend stamina in a position where you know that you are going to get something relevant out of it, like wall break or whatever, that gives you time to do a safe jump or like dash up and get pressure, and your stamina will come back. That's a good burst. Gets rid of my stamina and my bar. See how while she was rolling there, I whiffed 5P, and then I whiffed 5P again, and then I was still able to block. This is why I kind of value 5P, because sure, 6P might have hit, but the nice thing about hitting 5P is it allows me in interactions like this to be safe, even if I'm wrong multiple times on the timing of the roll. See that? So when she's got Yo-Yo behind me and I see her like tuck, like she's like, okay, I'm gonna roll, so she starts to do the animation for it, then I'm like, okay, it's time for me to do the thing. He did the mix-up on me. And look at this shit, my poor backdash. I try to RC cancel it to keep it safe. You can command grab normals if they haven't started up, yeah. But if the normal is timed correctly, it should beat the grab. Unless it's like guard crush. That's like the exception. But in normal scenarios. Yeah, I stopped using a lot of jump D and started to do just a lot of empty jump L-con because there was so much 2H and I was sick of it, so I was like, alright. You know, like, alright, fine. I'll just do L-con. Yeah, her 2H is really good at beating a lot of stuff. You see how, again, round start. Yeah, that was so far away. I don't really have much to do after because I have no stamina. Good old ground bounce on jump D. Little air dash back jump H. Jump H is really good for Sin defensively in mid range, doing air dash back jump H. And the reason that it's so good is that it has a nice hitbox to catch grounded buttons. It doesn't really have a good air to ground hitbox, to be honest with you, but it's good for catching people approaching. And what they do is they run up and they try to 6P or hit high hitting buttons on you to beat it, and then that sets up L-ton or 2D or 2F. Or just doing nothing and whiff punishing them, which is also pretty good. So, you know. Again, don't do the follow from DP if you're a Sin player. Just do command dash. It's much better. This doesn't work. Yeah, what you're supposed to do instead there, I totally missed my... I fucked everything up. I should have just broken the wall with 6H. I think she would have died. To be honest with you. You do the follow if it's going to kill though. But otherwise, don't do the follow. Just do DP and a dash. You get a meaty there. That combo's on crouch. It is not a combo on regular hit on standing, but it does work on crouch, which is pretty nice. Yeah, good bait. One thing too is that every time Bridget like goes in the air, I just dash at her and hit 5P because it's just like the thing to do. I just dash at her. If I see her in the air like doing the roll, I just run or dash block. Anytime she does a yo-yo, I also dash block or hit a button. If you're really far away and she does like button and you know she's gonna do yo-yo, just dash block. Because either you'll dash and block the yo-yo toss, or she'll do yo-yo set and you gain space on her. And then that lets you threaten with 6P if she's going to roll or hit a button, or like L-con, or like whatever your moves are. Jump, you can do whatever you want to do. Right? A lot of this set is about using my air movement to try and throw off her grounded options to stop my air approach. So a lot of empty jump Elk and a lot of like empty jump, double jump, jump D, and like using weird stuff in the air to throw stuff off. And then he started mashing. That's what it takes to win sometimes, I understand. What's the score at the end? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I was gonna get not only a combo off that, but a lot of damage. So you see, like you see the 2Ds or the 2Hs are so ready that because of that, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna empty jump elk more or empty or air dash out. Bang, bang, boom. I'm okay spending 1 stamina there to get the extra bit of damage on Beak Driver. Also pretty good. Meaty elk hunt, pretty solid. They can DP it obviously, but Meaty elk hunt gives you plus frames and it builds you a lot of bar when you're in positive bonus doing Meaty elk hunt dash. I could do DP right there for a better combo, but I kind of don't want to because I don't want to spend the stamina. I didn't expect that to hit, or I wouldn't have done what I did. If 2K6H hit, I would have done something else, but I didn't expect it. I thought she was gonna roll. This is the character Hotashi's been playing for a while. Hotashi's trying to play Bridget for other matchups. He played Bridget in top 8 of Frosty, right? So. Getting this route on lights is so nice, by the way. Being able to do that combo on light characters. I should 6P that instead of 5P. Better to do whatever it's called. Yeah, this hurts. Like that, getting this extra damage on her is like really nice. That's death. Yeah, that's the follow-ups from Beak Driver and Elk Hunt are the worst thing to get hit by from Sin. They're his best starters. I'm stomping right now. We do be stomping. I cannot believe he had 2S after I was +3. That burst was me just being like, what's your problem, bro? You want to fight me in the streets, just tell me. I chose not to break the wall there. I could have, but I figured I would just save it for the next hit. This is funny, because this is like you do the DP after, and the DP hits like 800 times and you get tons of damage. Well, I think it's fucked up. I don't know why that happened. It does a lot of damage though if it does work. I missed the combo there. You can get a combo off B counter hit like that. You just do what's it called? You just do 2P 6P or 2P 6H depending on whether they're standing or crouching. I didn't expect 2H to not hit there. I tried 6P, so notice my gamble was dash 6P. That would have beat far slash or 5H or roll. And then Hotashi does 2S instead. I can beat that by doing my own 2S or far slash or jumping like that. So I just changed my option to do something to beat 2S in case there was another 2S. I cannot believe that didn't punish. Why is the recovery so long? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, see that time Hotashi did 5H, which my 6P would have beat, but I didn't do 6P because last time there was 2S, right? So, you know, switching it up. What about? Thanks for the 12 months. I was trying to Elk Hunt there, thinking there was going to be a roll. See, 5P is huge. Do you see how big the hitbox is on that? I have stamina to spare, so breaking the wall I think is pretty good if you have extra stamina, because you can use it to do Elk Hunt and then overhead still, and then I have meter for the overhead, right? So that's the idea. It's like I have bar to spend, and I think if you have an extra meter, overhead RC is really good. That's my thought. If I have at least 1 bar of stamina, or if I have 1 bar of meter, I'm okay breaking the wall with 0 stamina or 1 stamina. Breaking the wall with no stamina, no bar, I think is pretty spooky, because then you don't, you're neutral, and the situation you get is much worse because you don't have anything, right? So I want to usually make sure you have 1 or both if you're gonna break the wall. That's the way I think about it. Rock the baby. This kills. Vroom vroom. I hit 2K a little too far. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's kind of bad to break the wall. I haven't done that much either, so I tried something new there. I think it's bad to break the wall if you're not going to get something juicy from it. I have new stamina here, so I'm just trying to keep spaced out. I don't want to get too close because canceling into anything when you don't have stamina is bad. So it's better to like hold space and do beat driver from like max distance when you don't have stamina than get point blank and do a block string. If I do anything, my cancels are not that good, so I kind of have to hard commit the strike throw or just do like button, nothing, which is not, you know, I don't want to commit. I'd rather be full. Yeah, I messed up here. This should have been beak, follow up RC, because I didn't have the extra bit of stamina. I thought it was building, which I think it was, but I just didn't make it to 2 bars of stamina or I would have killed. So that is just like, I thought I was going to build the stamina and I was slightly too low. Can't believe that didn't kill. That health follow up. I noticed I did a little walk back around start. I did a little walk back in case Hotashi hit 2S or far slash so that I could whip punish after. And my L-Con got stuffed there. My L-Con got stuffed there by the yo-yo. Yeah, I mean, I played it real safe. I was building bar with positive, and I was just gonna do RC into some follow-ups, into some overheads, like some shit like that. I wasn't gonna do anything too fancy. His Bridget's like very loosey-goosey in that he is not focused on running mix. Like a lot of Bridgets are very flowcharty and like, all right, I knock down, do the mix, do this, do that, do that. Like very, like what they're gonna do in the match is they've got like 3 plans and they're sticking to it, right? But Hotashi's like not really that kind of a play style. I think very loosey-goosey, right? It's the opposite. I have no bar here, or no stamina, so I have to spend bar, exactly. So, this is a really good option when you're dead, right? Oh, when you have, what's it called? Meter? Just doing L-Con RC is really good. If it hits, you get good damage, and if it doesn't hit, you're gonna get pressure after anyway, and then your gauge can come back. I should be doing DP on that, to be honest. Yeah, that does combo. That's good, Dead Mango. Thanks for the 44. Again, I wanted to do spaced out beast drop. Oh, that was a good 5P. Did you see that 5P? The like locker out of the air? That was sick. Oh, damn, this is good. I want to do beak driver spaced out. It's better when you don't have stamina to do something like that because it's harder to punish. I mean, Sin's DP is not. It's not good because it like. It has problems and it's easy to punish and you get a wombo punish in the middle, but it is good if the first part misses and then people are not ready for the second part. He also gets pressure off it. You know? That's a nice thing. He gets pressure off his DP, which is like not all characters do. I didn't need to spin the bar there. And I also chose not to break the wall. On 5K 2D, I could have done beak driver to wall splat, and I didn't do it because it wasn't gonna kill. I don't think. Yeah, Bridget is British. It's true. That's why she has no cut. But yeah, his DP is like, it's got good qualities and bad qualities. It's got both. Getting pressure off of it is extremely good though, I think. Wall bounce. I wanted to do DP to get the combo, because you get a better combo on DP there, but I got 2S. That was still a punish. This doesn't reach. I could have Kara supered and done RTL there, but I was like, you know, I don't think I need to. If I got clean hit, that would have wall splat. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'll take it. I'll take it. But since combo on a crouching opponent? What do you mean by crouching opponent? And like what hit? He gets 5k, 6h on crouching opponents. I burst there a lot. It depends on what starter you mean. Don't you get more on crouch from what hit? He's got a lot of different hits. Oh, I tried to dash. Man, I was a little too far. This hurts, by the way. Look at the damage on this. Oh, man. On regular hit, his 5k or 2k in the 6h combo on crouch, which is important. It means that, like, let's say there's particular hits where you can get better damage. Let's say you get beak driver counter hit on a crouching opponent. You can do command dash into 2k 6h or like 2p 6h rather than doing like the normal combo that's like 2p 6p or whatever. But you know, that kind of stuff specific. That is also a setup, by the way. This is something that if you're a Sin player, you should practice. So particularly when you get a far knockdown on beak, what you can do is dash up and do a 2S that's meaty. But the tip of this move is only hitbox. There's no hurtbox at the tip of it. So what you can do is space it. If they DP, you don't get hit. So if you're a Sin player, I recommend learning how to do that and getting a rough idea about the spacing, because it allows you to make that a thing, which is pretty nice. Surprised that didn't work. It probably could clash, but if you space it right, you don't need it to. Right? You just don't need it to. It'll just whip because there's no hurtbox there. Yeah, again, I use my air movement to set that up right there. I just empty jump, whiff a button, and then land and do far slash. Oh, I thought she was gonna die. Holy shit. I did air dash back jump H to bait a throw. I woke up overhead because I'm an asshole. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. I thought it'd be funny to beat the throw with it. Absolutely. I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if I just woke up overhead and he did throw? That was supposed to be air throw. One thing I do a lot too is I delay my buttons on Hotashi because he IBs everything. So the way to deal with that is to, I don't think you can ever IB and then throw beak. I could be wrong. The way I deal with that is I just delay my meaty slightly because a lot of times he's trying to IB, and so by delaying it, it throws off his timing. You can hit him on accident sometimes. Notice how I'm not beaking because, or I'm not doing L-Con because he's trying to snipe it with 2S, which means I can approach with my air movement a little bit. Yeah, I try to empty jump into whatever it's called, 2D, to beat his 2S. So if you are playing Sin, the biggest thing you can fall into is trying to L-Con over and over when they're trying to beat it with another option. I thought I was going to get a combo there. That's why I did that. I was pretty sure I could get a combo. And I think if I did 5k instead of 2k, it would have worked. Ooh, did you see the spacing? The whiff punish? I'm surprised that hit the jump S there. See, this is what's supposed to happen. See that? Except, I think you're still supposed to break the wall with a super, right? I didn't mean to do that. I think I tried to like Kara super and I missed it or something. I don't really know what happened there. I didn't even know that you could do 5K there. I was just in range. But I tried to do something else and I got something on complete accident. The thing is about this matchup is that a lot of the stuff in it is about using movement and elk as a threat to make it so that Bridget has to constantly think about what you're swinging. If you're representing a lot of elk hunt, then she wants to hit 2S and hit buttons that are low to the ground to, you know, try and catch what you're doing. And then once she's looking for that, you can approach in the air a bit more, or like run up and use your far slash or 2S to whip punish or poke back. Hotashi does not sit on the ground very much, so I didn't really use a lot of my own grounded moves. I mostly used movement because, you know, there wasn't a lot of ground game. So I was like, all right, I'll just use my movement and stuff. And if you fight someone who's more grounded, then you need to use more grounded stuff usually. But you just make adjustments based on how your opponent plays. And it was nice to play the matchup in this version because I haven't played it that much. But you won 15-3. I don't care. I didn't look. I don't care about the score because I'm just trying to think of what I want to do in the matchup. It's not a tournament set. You know, what you have to remember is that 15-3 also means in tournament, those 3 could be the 3 tournament games. That's why tournaments should be best of 40. True. Usually in my sets versus Hotashi, when we play Gold Lewis versus Nago, usually the first 3 or like the first 5 games are like 3-2 or 2-3 one way or the other. They're very close. And also they're casual games. People are trying to figure shit out, trying shit. So it's not the same way you'd play in tournament either. Would you hoof stomp 4 times in a row in bracket? I might. I can say that if I was feeling it, I might have done it.